I'm going to read kind of an upbeat poem from last September, September 2nd. And usually I am very physical with my reading, so I can't really do that sitting down, but I'll do my best. So Dancing Waves. My love and partner dialing oldies WW2 era tunes on his cell speaker rouses my craving to dance with him. Lightheartedly clasping one another, we venture a spin, giggling and chuckling at our fumbled attempt. Before long, we're escaping to Second Beach, revel in blazing sun and balmy breezes beyond the cusp of September, drifting in ocean's undulations, tide jumping in seaweed, crisp, briny waters, refreshing our souls.
I'm reading a poem called Concrete, and it's about when I was homeless, about I think like 15 years ago now. Anyhow, so it's been a while. So here we go. In my backpack, a journal, a meth pipe, some clothes. I walked for hours that night, watching cars take people to their beds. I would eventually have to sleep. The salty ocean's breeze led me to the ocean's edge. I sat down in the sand, looked at the moon's reflection on the water. So I cried, and cried, surrounded by seagulls who cried with me. We cried for the same things, food and shelter, until the sheriff scattered us back into the night. I needed to sleep. Bus stops, benches, alleys, nothing more than open season hunting grounds in an era of bum hunter and bum fights. Homeless hunted down, humiliated for internet audiences. To keep the streets clean for upper class white collar eyes, police weren't much better, handing out impossible fines, jail time, and rides to nowhere. Eventually, I found a bathroom at the beach, still open, locked the door behind me. I looked around, a toilet, a roof, and a locked door, and the piss-stained concrete floor, my bed for the next 8 months.
Psalm of Autumn. Shouting! The shouting of the reds is in the treetops. Crimson and maroon, scarlet and cerise, in jubilant antiphony, gathering momentum from 1,000 rich orchards, from 10,000 deep forests. They whirl in cartwheels around the sun. Sing, O ye of leaf and limb, sing with the trilling of your last green leaves. Sing and chant, chant with the organ tones of roots chambered in subterranean clay. Sing and chant and shake the tambourines of your last dry leaves staccato. Exultant are you for the sap of springtime pressing through your bare bones, pressing giddily to the pinnacles of your treetops. Joyful are you for blossom and leaf, heraldic signals of a winter vanquished. Peaceful are you at the consummation when bent with plenteous fruit. Shake now in the tumult of the autumn winds. Shake and loose yourselves from the ardor and the toil. For yet another year you have triumphed, and blessed be your seed.
It's called Shellqueue. I glitter, glamour, mesmerize, with grumbles, hisses, bat my eyes. Burst my flare with intermittent flame. I burn and turn, seek out my fame. I yearn all day for sky of night to strut my stuff, to show my might. Then blot out planets with orange shine, kill, starlight sparkle, savor darkness like fine wine. In black bejeweled, you'll sense my dream of ruling, reigning, lording space. I make you tiptoe in this space, still come to me in supplication. Hard hat, earplugs, steel-toed boots, safety glasses, one-piece suits, fire retardant, iridescent X name tags dangling on your chest. Sign in, sign out. Please dance my dance. I'll keep you nimble, keep you humble. We're all gamblers marking chance. You plot and plan years in advance like general soldiers, rows and lines. Still I weave my own way, serpentine. I keep you close to Spence odd signs, your nose your nose alert to scent of danger. Consider me, be not a stranger to my burps and belches, farts and yawns. Day shift past dusk, night shift past dawn. See me stand tall and show your pass, backstage secret, access permits, safety edicts, watch your ass. This is my cosmos, oil, gas. I am a SheLa, scallop skin drag queen and daylight seldom seen. I am a lady all the night. In truth, I'm an hermaphrodite. Let's sing together, bound together, as I spawn what men will die for.
The poem is called Puppet Masters. We make effigies of ourselves with shiny scraps and bits from trunks and chests stored in dusty chambers of our hearts. We send them holding hands to live our lost lives, feed them our yearnings, point directions to tender heart wishes, and stories altered to snugly fit our dream. They live out perfection in sun-slanted forests, barefoot on beaches, naked in lakes, flying with eagles through cracks in the sunset. They tune up their voices to sing the old songs, warming their feet in vats of wild honey, rolling in blossoms, at rest in goose down. In the cold of the dawn, they melt at our feet. We label containers and stuff them back in. We are puppet masters. Our program is written. Ink's dry on our contract. The show must go on.
I've got two poems, and in total they should be about 3 minutes. And the first one is it's supposed to be about family, but it seemed like there was more to family than just family. And so this one's called Tribe. So-called nations, blood tie my mother, draped in peonies and promise. She croons, come, be close. Above genus, below ending, nestled in chlorophyll patterns, she wraps me in a quilt of common culture, nation, family, dynasty, blood ties milkweed floss against my cheek. My father spits common ancestors, leans rock slide limbs on a wildfire cane, so-called nations, matrilineal, patrilineal, blood-linked, garnished with galactic gyrations. My uncles joust with sharks, swordfish, squid, spray salted breath upon my hair, caprini, bambini, thonini, hominini, so-called nations. Divide, dominate, oppress the land they live on, swipe starlit suffering across my eyes. Still, my grandmothers and aunts persist, pad along concrete pathways, feet tangled in dollar store discards, construct these oxygen-painted skirts, opalescent with blood ties and deep history. The poem is called Maddie. Shadows stripe this waterhole. These northern summers, ice lasts on bruises, black eyes. Trees talk among themselves in whiskey nights left below the Mason-Dixon, gate reflection from what's real, regift themselves, lest they enter what lies beneath. Watched you clean the rifle, assemble parts, knew ice wouldn't help this time. Voices without sound call, lichen-covered synapses converse in crisp crescendo requiem, flow from arpeggio descent to winter chill. Daughter tadpoles hide from an air-breathing world. Summer limbs grow heavy as promises reflected in this pond's living scum. Hid the carving knife under my pillow, watched your mad dog and whiskey stumble, watched your eyelids close, made sure they wouldn't open, made sure I won't need ice. Insistent mycelium telegrams move energy without into the stuff of each day. You pledged a new life assembled with the steering wheels beneath branch and spire, if entwined with mine. Same as cars, promises don't always hold together. Leaf mold and humus witness the judge call it crazy. Can't stand trial, can't go to jail. I step under minstrel skies, scream too much, see reflections where there's no glass. They don't serve ice here.
I'll also read two poems. The first one is called Random Like Life. I'm staring at the light stick figures dancing on the ceiling again. How busy they look, like ambitious New Yorkers fighting morning foot traffic to get to work reasonably on time. The jobs they hate, but afford a shrinking tiny piece of that Frank Sinatra song or what damage it has done. I played temporary puppet master with the fates of men, ego slightly more well-fed than on other afternoons, though the body screams for more uninterrupted rest as thoughts start to the warmth of his chest, like an unruly toddler still to learn regret over getting what she longed for. And tears roll down to dampen the strings while I wish my sisters would cut me loose from this mess. Is it really all up to me? We will not end the year with merrymaking set to expectations. Let them realize that the whispers they've refused to believe, that life is that institutionally unfair. My scissors are platinum and diamonds and heavy, causing my hands to fall after a half-hearted raising. I ride the wheel to turn as it always has, adding the momentum of my weight. We shall talk about dead love affairs, like horses that trip before racing past the gate, finding glory only in a gelatinous future. But if that makes a still innocent babe smile in the accomplishment of her first glitter collage, that can't be all that bad. Who do I ask to get the right answer? The second poem I'll read is called Connected. Look at all the constellations falling in our shadows, all the dust that we comprise, the edges of our beings bridged by the light casting in between, and our separation is never truly cleaved. Though time may distort our shapes and push outward outlines to meet, it only wants to be helpful, to blend together the essence it knows to be the same.
It's called Epoch Song. I am a collector of secrets. I am an idealist beyond reason. I am the ultimate logician. I am a fragile butterfly. I am a flicker of sunlight on the river. I am the speck on the unseeable side of the moon. I am the ruby in the distance. I am a dark girl at midnight on the plains. I am vapor invisible. I am almost satisfied. I am change my mindisms. I am just slightly out of, right on time. Say slow, weaving story makes us whole. Sway like dancers, sailing petals on the wind. Exchange our dreams, sky paintings always fade. Raise your veil, we yearn to divert your attention. Mythos sacrosanct, messages encrypted tell a tale. Hush in meadows, tall grasses part as we pass. I sit quiet, waterfall background, dark velvet beat. Stories begin, stories end. I am watcher, part of lion, part of whale, fierce, wistful, right, wrong. I am maze dancer, light-footed, firebound. Hover, close, here, gone. I trust in raven, ebony heart, wild cry. Sing to me my epoch song.
The first is called Happy Lightning. Like a lightning flash that of a sudden makes you happy. Like meeting that old man in a pub in the west of Ireland, near the grey slabs of the Burren, slicked with cold rain. The pub's fire, fine and warm, and he came over with a pint, chatting as though we were old friends. And like that young woman above the cricket ground in Singapore, both of us there by chance with no interest in the game, but pleased enough by the crack of bat against ball and occasional shouts, while we discovered such pleasure in each other's company. Both felt like something miraculous striking the ground around me, like the mercy of God was supposed to change bleak lives. And I would now, perhaps too late, pray silently for such a final catch at sudden happiness. Maybe I could try the other one, which is called The Black Sea. The first line might need a bit of explanation. The first line, well, it's based on the first line of what some people think of as the most memorable first line of any novel written in the 20th century. The line goes, "Take my camel, dear," said Aunt Dot as she climbed down from that animal returning from high mass. And the novel is Rose Macaulay's The Towers of Trebizond. Okay, mention of Aunt Dot's camel after mass brings to mind the Towers of Trebizond and Xenophon's killing march up country with his army of 10,000 men, arriving at the hills above the town, shouting, "The sea, the sea." And in that sea, an island with a gate of horn and a gate of ivory, where Tethys had brought her golden son before Troy was wrecked, when to the silent horror of the gods, her Achilles, greatest of men, his anger spent, was also wrecked. Sailors in those parts for centuries claimed that his ghostly form, the great warrior, warned them of risky tides and hidden snares in the Black Seas around the Pontic shore, close by the entrance to the underworld.
I'm going to read from this, one of the poets whose poems I discovered that fit the day for me because it's rainy and I love the sound of rain, and this evokes weather in a way I really like. So this is by Paul Ching Lee. Beach Avenue. The light bows to the hour, blue marrow, blue air, remnant of cirrus, a smudge of evening star begins to rise. To the west, mountains, islands in the cool bifold of water. Almost now, you hear the maples, photoelectric, leaves in the wholeness of light, massing night.